Good evening. Thank you for having me at the TLI. It's my honor, and I'm really looking forward to talk to you about my favorite topic. Let's check the M word from somebody who's not a Toastmaster, yet he's very well known around the world because he thinks incredibly as a leader and he tries to train people to think like leaders do. So I would like to share with you the one and only Simon Sinek.
One of my mentors, Ron Bruder, taught me what mentorship was really all about. I met him professionally. I was introduced to him. He was very accomplished, very successful, many years my senior, very wise. We got along. And, a week or two later, I had a question that I thought he might be able to help me with. And I called him and he took my call. I'd only met him once. And then he took my call again. And then we met for lunch. He just kept saying yes. And he became my mentor, And I remember I was at his house one day and I was leaving and I put my arm around him and I used the M word for the very first time. I said, "I love that you're my mentor." And he said something to me that I didn't expect. He said, "And I love that you're mine." And that's when I realized a mentor relationship is more like a friendship. You can't just walk up to a random person and say, "Will you be my mentor?"
Of course.
Just like you can't walk up to a random person and say, "Will you be my friend?" That's not how it works. Mentor relationships evolve because a mentor always has time for you. They see something in you for some reason that they make time for you, and they learn as much as they teach.
Yeah.
So the magic word, M, mentoring. Have you been having a mentor through your journey in Toastmasters? I would like to hear some of you speaking. Madeya, can you speak about your mentor?
Yes, I had a mentor, and yes, we became very good friends. It's true what the conversation in the video was about. The relationship was very nice, and I'm really happy to see him and to talk to him anytime, even now.
Great.
Yeah.
How has he changed your life? Or she?
One important thing he told me, the first thing, you complicate too much. It's not that difficult. Relax. And it hit me. This was the first thing. I remember those words so many times now.
Simplify things, yes. Sometimes we tend to turn everything to something very, very big, but yet it's not that big of a deal. And
yes.
We just need somebody to put us in a different perspective. And mentors have the tendency to do that. Yeah. Nice. Berit, how about you? Do you have a mentor?
Well, no official mentor, so to say. There was really said, well, this is a mentorship. But in my work life, actually, I had the opportunity to have two people who really became close friends, I would say. And I was meeting with them even years after we have split up from a company perspective. Unfortunately, both of them have passed away. The second one of them actually only 2 months back. So that was really sad, because it was really that I learned so much from them. So each time I went back to Germany, I was talking to them, hearing what happens in their environment. And actually, well, although I didn't feel like I was giving them so much, they always gave me the feeling that they valued my opinion when I was telling them what I thought from what they told me. Although on the other hand, I always had the feeling that they were giving me much more than I could give to them. On the other hand, in Toastmasters, actually, I was the mentor for two members of our club. Yeah, unfortunately, I had the feeling there that it is more, well, they were looking for somebody who could coach them to start the journey getting better in communication. But we never came to that point that we could say, okay, and that's what I get back, really. Okay, what I got back, so to say, is I saw that they were able to really improve right from the start in Toastmasters. But one of them was actually leaving, not the club necessarily, but at least attending the regular meetings, like half a year after he started. And with this second mentee, yeah, we have to see how it evolves. But it's now like 9 months, and it's always me pushing, shouldn't we have a meeting together? And so it's not that I really feel it's a positive mentor relationship. And maybe this is because, well, we were kind of appointed to each other, but not that one or the other was really selecting the person.
Well, I hope tonight you're going to be helped and even give you perhaps a different direction from what we're thinking. So Elena, what about you? Do you have a mentor?
Well, in Toastmasters, unfortunately, I didn't have a mentor. I really wanted to tell you the truth, but I didn't have one. So I searched the chance of a Odyssey. Odyssey is a platform that it was developed by Toastmasters, and you can find mentors, mentees, and networking. So I tried this system, and I got a lot from there. I met very good people. I was really thrilled with the people I have met to be my mentors, let's see, for a while. It is only for a month. They can be mentors for a month. But I really met a lot of people there as mentors, and with some people, for a mentor of mine, we keep touch for 6 months, and it was really useful, and I learned a lot from him. And he helped me a lot with the Toastmaster universe, because I was new, and Toastmaster universe has a lot to learn, and he helped me a lot to find a way to do that. And I have found another mentee that we kept mentoring relationship for more than a year.
Great.
Really great. Yes, now I think we are friends. He's very far away, but I think we are friends now after that experience. So I would like to propose to everyone, if you don't have chances for mentoring in your club, let's say, search chances for that in the Odyssey project. It's really useful.
Great. That's a really nice tip, Elena. Are you familiar with the paperwork of Toastmasters International and what this really involves when it comes to mentoring? What type of documents do we need? Do you know? Anyone?
No.
No? Elena?
There are certain documents for both people. So they have documents that they need to fill in order to have, let's say, a calendar of that relationship. And
Yes. One of them is log.
Offer, yes.
Yes. Anything else apart from the log?
There are several documents about mentoring.
Yes. Berit, can you add some?
I think what is even more important than the kind of official log is that you really share all the documents that are available from Toastmasters that help all members, because often enough the people don't know, especially if they are new members, they are not aware about Easy Speak, they don't know about pathways, even what's on Toastmasters.org they usually don't know.
That's true.
And so from that perspective, I think it's really a source of information for everybody. And by having a mentee who is interested, and when you are trying to explain all what's available to the mentees, actually you as a mentor also figure out quite a lot by researching it again on the different websites.
I agree, Berit, but before we go to the content, I would like us to see a bit about the whole procedure through Toastmasters. So I'm going to share something with you, and I hope you won't feel scared. Now, this is the paperwork that the mentor and the mentee need to complete in order to have a mentor and mentee, a protégé relationship within Toastmasters. With just one look, between 1 to 10, how much do you think is probable for people to follow up this and be, okay, be consistent? How much? From 1 to 10? Come on, ladies. We're just a small team, so this actually
5.
You say 5, Mateja.
Yeah.
5.
5. Berit?
Well, actually, I'm a little bit more pessimistic. So I think that most of the people won't use it. Although I know, for example, that in our club, although it's a German-speaking club, so we are not using these English versions, and it was adapted actually by our vice president mentorship to a more structured way, which includes also all the content that you should cover, but there's also kind of, okay, you have to officially sign something between mentor and mentee. You have to talk to the mentee, what is the expectation and what time frame do you expect to do. And from what I see here, I would say it covers probably 90% of it. So I would say in our club, it's probably quite well used, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's really the exception to the rule.
Great. Well, after losing about 8 people, because I was using this, I could tell you that from my experience, that will be 0. Because simply it's too much and it doesn't work. That's it. As simply as that. However, I'm a teacher, and I feel that I don't have the right to give up. So I was searching for years, literally for years, to figure out a way to surpass this, because I cried a lot. I lost my mentees, but I have given them a lot of time and a lot of my energy, but yet they left. And then I was with all this paper and I was looking at them. I'm like, what on earth was I doing wrong? So I figured out this system that I'm going to guide you through today so that you get the most of it as a mentee and as a mentor. But before I do that, because now we are in a workshop situation, I would like you either to open up a Google document or a Word document if you don't have Google. But I strongly recommend Google Document, because if you do that, you will be able to use it with your mentee in a more effective way. You'll see in a minute. Now, while you're doing it, so you see here that there is an assessment, so that you need to come to a relationship knowing what you really want. Then you need to meet and say what you really want to take for each other. Of course, the mentee is going to have the priority regarding the planning, so she or he needs to have a short-term and long-term planning, so that the mentor comes to their aid. And then after, you need to follow up, so that's the log. And then after the whole situation, you also need to have some sort of an evaluation. And in a monthly period, you need to also check where you are with the goals. So you have all this interesting material to cover, and it's interesting because you really need them. However, let's see in a very simple way how you're going to do it. So I want you to write in the Google document or the Word document that you opened. I want you to write session 1, today's date, your pathway,
You mean the path? Oh,
the pathway, like presentation mastery.
no, I'm asking the path in pathways.
Yes. And then I want you to insert a 3x3 table. Now, let me help you a bit, because I feel that I don't have it in this presentation. Yes, I'm going to talk about it later. So, on the first column, on the second line, I want you to write the word mentor. And on the third one, mentee. On the second column, on the first line, I want you to write what I bring. And then on the third line, on the third column on the first line, I want you to write what I expect. Okay. So here you need to think of criteria. So let's go back to the presentation. In Toastmasters world, we do have the criteria of how to prepare the mentor and how to prepare the mentee. And we talk about it a bit during first of all, during our level 2 task, make a speech about our mentor. And then if we finish level 2, we have the chance to become mentors ourselves. So we enter to the secret pathway mentorship program, which opens up on level 2. And from then on, we are going to be more into the education of mentor. So mentoring is an important deal for Toastmasters. So it prepares you to mentor, it prepares you to find the right mentee, it prepares you to be the right mentor, and of course there are some standards for Toastmasters. First, you need to talk with your VP. The VP is the person who is going to help you do the assessment, to find your standards a bit as a mentee. Then you need, as a mentor, sorry, then you need to find the right mentee. And here, Berit, you need to check your compatibility. For example, right now, if somebody tells me, you know what, I'm not really good with scheduling, because scheduling doesn't really help me. I'm going to call you whenever I like. Then I tell them, I'm not the mentor for you. Because I know that consistency is an ingredient that really helps to have a great mentorship relationship. And this is one of the things that actually helps the mentors and the mentee to blossom, to develop in a really large scale. So we need to think about compatibility. And if we have certain issues with our mentee or our mentor, it is better to let them go and find a better match. Okay? So we need to make sure that the standards that we're following, and either as a mentor or as a mentee, are exactly what we need to, so that this relationship works. Because as in any relationship, we need to respect each other and we need to know where we are standing. Finding the right mentor. Now here I'm going to steal a bit from Simon Sinek. Odyssey matches you with people, but there are people that you do not know. So the first thing that you need to know with your mentor is to get to know each other a bit. So what I'm going to propose you today is for people who actually know each other a bit. So to me, you cannot start mentoring immediately. You need to know each other a bit, to have a small chit chat before anything, so that you try to figure out what kind of people you are, you know, to really know whether you are meant to be together for, let's say, 6 months. Okay, so you really need to check about your compatibility. And then, of course, you have the Toastmasters standards, which I'm going to show you now how to follow up in a very simple way. I want you now to go back to your Google document and spend 4 minutes, I'm going to count, to work on your document, to write about your standards, what you bring as a mentor, what you bring as a mentee. Think about it and write. And then what you are going to ask as a mentor, what you are going to ask as a mentee. So I'm going to give you 4 minutes to do it. It's 7:30 says time. So 7:34, I'm going to call you back. Okay? Denise, hoş geldiniz. Nasılsın?
Thank you very much.
I just saw that you came. Sorry. Denise, we're having our first exercise. I asked from
Gelsene sabahları akşamları
let me oh, is this your daughter that I'm listening to?
Yes,
It's lovely. Give me 1 second.
Vallahi bayılırsın, bizim burası çok güzel.
Oh, good day.
unfortunately, this meetings comes into dinner time, so I cannot open my camera. I need to help her.
Okay. So just to let you know, Denise, we are having this exercise. We have put it on Google Doc or on if you cannot do it on Google Doc, on Word, our name, our session 1, the date, our name, the pathway, and then we have this table. It's 3 by 3. On the first column, on the second line, we put mentor, and the third line we put mentee, and then on the second column, on the first line, we put what I bring, and then on the third column, we'll put what I expect, and then we try to put our own criteria, what we really feel. So I gave you 4 minutes, and 2 minutes have passed already. So let's see what you're going to do with this. Oh, I see some ladies' eyes are so focused. That means that you're thinking. One minute left. So, shall I hear some ladies? Elena, would you like to start now, since last time you started last?
Okay, so what I bring as a mentor, okay?
Yes.
Experience, understanding, motivation to develop themselves. What I expect as mentor, to keep their promises, to be consistent and hardworking, to respect my time. As a mentee, what I bring, knowledge sharing, open discussions, and storytelling. And what I expect as a mentee, to widen my horizons, to motivate me, to be sincere but not insulting, to be kind.
Nice. What about you, Berit?
What I bring as a mentor is structure, engagement, and some experience in Toastmasters, in communication, in leadership, but definitely could be better, no doubt, as always. As a mentee, I believe that I bring willingness to learn, also the time to learn, and the willingness to try before turning anything down. On the other hand, what I would expect from a mentor is that he or she is on the right level for my current needs, which can definitely change if I'm a new member or a more experienced member. Some way of guidance, and to be able to discuss, explain in brackets, why certain things happen and how to deal better with them. And then finally, what I expect from a mentee is very similar to what I bring as a mentee, is the willingness to learn and also the time to learn.
Excellent. Mateja?
So what I bring as a mentor, knowledge, understanding, kindness, transparency. This is something that I also expect as a mentee from my mentor. So it's the same. I expect transparency, knowledge, kindness, and also understanding of my needs and my circumstances. What I bring as a mentor, wait, I'm doing it on telephone, so it's what I bring as a mentee. I bring attention and curiosity. So I bring my full attention and curiosity. And what I expect from my mentee, if I'm a mentor, is also attention and asking, and also proper listening. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Excellent points. Denise, will you be able to join us?
Okay. Yeah. Let me start from the mentor, right? So what I bring in as a mentor is my experiences and my strategic thinking about, being there once in their shoes. So knowing what is more important at that moment, so that we don't fight for everything, but we fight for the right things. And what I expect from my mentee is respecting my time. If we agreed on meeting, or if we agreed on some goals and some mental homeworks to do, I expect them to really do it. Otherwise, they should do what they say. When I'm a protégé, when I'm a mentee, what I really expect that to hear the insider stories of my mentor, what she lived, and the backstage side of the experience, and also to guide me with openness, but with the style, not like saying done, but in a good style, but really being open and letting me understand what I need to hear. And what is left? A question is left.
And what you bring to the table as a mentor and
as a mentee, as a mentor, I said.
I believe you covered them all.
Yeah, as a mentee, what I bring to the table, I would respect the time, and I would respect our sessions and the experience, and even I discuss some things I would discuss in a nice manner. Thank you.
Okay, great. Excellent points, ladies. However, I want you to note down the following. Write it down. On our first mentoring session, I make sure that we both leave with a day and a time for mentoring. If we don't have this, we are going to fail. A day and a time when we are going to do the mentoring. I believe that one of the reasons why me and my mentor have such an excellent relationship is because we meet every Saturday weekly, every Saturday, 7 o'clock Greece time, 6 o'clock Lyon time, and we share information. Of course, I'm asking from Carol, but I also bring some food for Carol, and we help each other. but we have a date. There are some occasions that we don't meet, but because we are so consistent, I have gone way beyond my imagination in my professional life, not just Toastmasters. And this is another point that I'm going to tell you. So session number 1, you put some standards as a mentee and as a mentor, and you try to make a pact, but then you don't want your mentees to live without short-term and long-term goals. Now, here's another secret I want you to note down. Don't write just for Toastmasters. You're going to lose them. Because before we all came to Toastmasters, we had some issues that deal with professions. And that is like for the 80% of Toastmasters. There are very few people who do not want to connect Toastmasters with their professional lives. Most Toastmasters want to enhance their abilities, enhance their skills, so that they go to a different level in profession. So I would strongly advise you to put 2 goals. Short-term goals for 6 months in Toastmasters and personal professional categories, and then long-term goals after a year, again, for Toastmaster and personal professional. So now I'm going to give you 1 minute to write a short-term goal for Toastmaster and a short-term goal for professional and personal category on the chat, in the chat. I want you to write it in the chat. Think of a goal, and then we're going to discuss it. Short-term goal for Toastmasters and a short-term goal for personal professional category. Give me 1 sec to check something. That's right. Yeah. Come on, ladies. Come on. Mateja, Denise, Elena. I need also, it's short term for now, and I need the personal and professional goal as well. To be more talkative, okay, to learn more about his masters, okay. Denise. Okay, Denise, perhaps she has the young one. So let's check one thing. Let's go with short term. Do each month one speech in Toastmasters meeting. Is that clear? Yes, it's clear. Learn more about Toastmasters. Is that clear? What do you want to learn? How are you going to learn? So here we see a goal that is a bit unclear. When we have this, we need to make it clear. I want to learn more about Elena.
About Toastmaster Universe, there are a lot of things to learn, and
You need to be picky because you need to go step by step. So choose one.
well, about
Mentoring, perhaps, because you're here in a mentoring.
yes, okay. I'm learning now about mentoring.
Great. So perhaps in next month, it's going to be something different. So now you want to learn more about mentoring somebody or about somebody mentoring you. So you see, we even take it a bit further. We need to have it a bit clear. And what exactly do you want to learn? Perhaps you need to download all the system of Toastmasters mentoring program so that you take it out and you read it. So the short term might turn out to be in 2 months' time, I'm going to finish all the material regarding mentoring that exists in mentoring program. So now something vague, we make very consist. So this is also something that both the mentee and the mentor can follow up. Okay, it's very, very important. Let's go to the professional one, to be more talkative. So let's say I would ask Elena if I got this. So Elena, do you want to talk all the time? What do you mean by more talkative? What do you want to talk? To whom do you want to talk? So again, we need to be concise. Okay, Elena?
Yes, I don't talk a lot, so I want to talk more. And yes, I want to talk more while I'm in professional meetings.
To say something in particular or to just have a general chit chat?
No chit chat. To be more, let's say,
assertive?
Yes, and more visible.
Aha, there's a wonderful book. Listen, there's a wonderful book for this occasion that I strongly suggest you to read. So you may write it down on your Google document. That is called Live In, written by Sheryl Sandberg, then Ku of Facebook. Now she's the leading CEO, I think. So you see now, not only did I make it specific for Elena, but Elena is going to leave this session with a tip, something that she can do. It's very, very important. So now I'm not only building a friendship between us because I show real interest in Elena's needs, but I also help her with practical advice. Remember, practical advice is what's going to make people want to come back to you again. So it's very important to have this in the first session. Professional. Oh no, sorry. Let's go to Matea. Short term for Toastmasters delegation. Okay, long term better leader and professional better leader. So, Matea, I think you know what I'm going to say, right? Let's make it more concise. Let's make it into a real goal. So, you want to delegate. What does delegate mean to you? You have a list of jobs, right? So then I'll ask you, list the jobs that you want to delegate. And then think whom you are going to delegate. And then I'll tell you, by next session, this time next week, I want you to have delegate at least 3 jobs to 3 people from your list. So I make it a call to action. I'm not going to leave Mateja off the hook, because usually in mentoring, what's going on is, because we like to talk and we like to communicate and we like to be with people, we do all that, but then we miss out the tips. So people need to live with something of value when we are mentoring. We need to create the magic. Have that in your mind. Don't let the mentees escape or the mentors escape. For example, if I had a mentor once who is so knowledgeable, that person is so, he's like, he could be the bookcase of Toastmasters altogether, right? So he always want to say, okay, so we did this, goodbye. Then say, no, don't leave, don't leave. I want to learn this. And then he explained to me. So if you are a mentee, you also need to be prepared about what you want to learn. Have that in your mind. Now, a better leader, says Mateja. Woohoo! That is very, very vague, huge, big. Everybody wants to become a leader, but what on earth is a leader? So, Mateja, let me tell you what I would suggest to you if you want to become a better leader. Write to me now. Listen what I'm going to say. I'm going to give you an exercise right now. I'm not going to let you escape with it. No, I'm going to put you work right now on our mentoring session. Write to me all the skills that you need to feel to be improved, and they are part of a leader personality. For example, a leader needs to be more active listener. How are you going to be more active listener? Next time that somebody speaks to you, you listen and then you repeat what they say. You don't need to be all over the place. You do not need to do a lot of things. Just pick one, but improve on that one, and then improve on the next one. You need to take it step by step, so that as people, you take the change and you make it part of it. Because if you try to change in all 5 skills, you're going to drive yourself crazy, and we don't want to do that. So we need to go step by step the change, and we need to be smart about it. And the mentor needs to guide you. But now you know the secret, so perhaps you can help your mentor guide you better. Okay? Let's go now to Denise. Denise says, have 100 registration to Toastmasters Corporate Summit we organized. Holy moly, that's easy. Denise, that's very easy. I'm going to, first of all,
why it's easy?
I'll tell you, give me 1 second. First of all, you have a number. So a number makes it very specific. So it's perfect. Now you have 100 registration in a summit that you organize. Denise, are you talking about the Istanbul summit?
No, we are doing a corporate summit just to get attention of corporate companies, so that I am expecting to found new corporate clubs in them.
Excellent idea. If this was not Toastmasters, now listen to this.
It is Toastmasters.
A question to think about it. If this is not about Toastmasters, if this was about your regular job, and you wanted to attract 100 clients, what would you do?
Do a good promotion. Social media.
The key here is marketing. Excellent, Denise. And since you are not a marketeer, do you know anybody from Toastmasters environment that can help you with marketing? Always delegate, always ask people for help. So now I did 2 things. Number 1, I made her think. She already knew. I was 1,000% sure that Denise would know about marketing. And number 2, I ask her not to take the whole thing on her own because it's a huge project. Okay, so you need to think of your, let's say, human resources. It's just not the mentee. It's a whole team behind each Toastmaster. Okay, so Denise, if you want to talk about marketing, we can do it after the 28th of July. Now, it says here, to win the business, I gave a proposal last week. Well, you gave a proposal. How am I supposed to help you about it?
Yeah, short term, I want to win it. My goal. Yeah. My goal is to win it in short term.
Yes, but if you gave the proposal, then how are you supposed to win? There are a couple of things that you can do. For example, you can find the key person who is going to decide on the proposal and have a drink with them. Because the more you know about people, the more likely it is to choose you. Network. So that is the only proposal I would suggest to this one, because the proposal already left. Otherwise, I would say, okay, let's see the proposal together to work on it. Okay? Because as a mentor, of course you can do this and you can help them out. My mentor is working on a field that I would like to work, so of course I'm using her. And I also tell her things that I learn in the market. So we help each other. This is mentorship, as I showed you from the beginning, is not a benefit for one, it's a benefit for two. And if you check out this conversation, Simon Sinek says in the end, it's a mentor to mentor. It's not a mentor to mentee. It's a mentor to mentor relationship. He really closes it really nice. Now, another goal is to have 3 more corporate clubs founded. Then I would suggest my mentee to say, okay, what are the steps that you are going to make? I'm not going to let her off the hook. Okay, I want to found 3 clubs. No. What are the steps? What are you going to do by next week when we meet? Don't let our mentees off the hook. Mentorship is about engagement. And if you engage them, they create magic. Trust me, I know, because I created magic because Carol was helping me out. Denise, is that clear so far?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, professional, have 2 more international clients. This is very vague for me. I do not know what you're doing, let's say. And so you want something that has to do with clients. So you need to go to a pool where you know where to find your clients. And then you say international. So you don't want it in Turkey, you want it outside of Turkey. So first thing first, what are the places that usually your international clients hang out and you can go and find them? List 1, 2, 3. So now my mentee starts thinking, oh my God, yes, that's it, I have it. So I engage my mentee, I help them out, right? And because I do it in a professional and personal level, guess what? How easy is it going to be for all the people that you help, that we help, to leave Toastmasters? I had some rough time and I wanted to leave Toastmasters. And the reason why I stayed was because of Carol, my mentor. I didn't want to lose Carol. Because if I leave, I'm going to leave a free mentorship. Do you know how much Carol cost for me? If I wanted to put it in euros, at least 5,000 euros a month. And I would like to feel that this is how she feels about me. Because what we're doing in a personal, professional level, it's high leadership. And this is money. So you give a lot of value, personal value. And the reason why I'm using money is because some people understand things with numbers. But to me, it's something that I cannot even think in terms of value. You don't pay this. She gives me her free time and I give my people free time. When I finish with the session, I have a call from one of my mentees, and it's a professional call. Of course, I'll answer to her. And while I answer to her, I learn things, I develop. So if we do this, guess what? We become better, we help somebody else to become better, and we all stay in Toastmasters. Magic. And this happens by session 1. And now, after we finish with the short term, the long terms, buried to go together. Then we go to Easy Speak and Toastmasters Basics. So yes, the first mentoring session lasts a bit longer than 1 hour. But take the time and do it properly. And I'm telling you, people wouldn't like to leave you as mentors. It was very hard for all the people in my club last year to let them go. I had to let them go. They wanted me as a mentor. I said, no, I can't. I'm a VP. I'm going to mentor you for the icebreaker. Then I have to leave you. So I taught them how to do the icebreaker and all that stuff. But before I do that, I did what we did today, so that they get hooked by me. And they expect this from the next mentor. Because if we build the expectations, then we are building quality. This is something that we really need to think about, because mentorship builds quality. You won't find a great leader without a mentor. Name one, and I'll tell them that they have a mentor. I'll tell you that they have a mentor. Anthony Robbins, everybody knows Anthony Robbins. He's #1 coach in the world, blah, blah, blah. He had a mentor. He has a mentor. Barack Obama, he has a mentor. Sheryl Sandberg, she has a mentor. So everybody is with a mentor. Don't be without a mentor. If you find a mentor outside of Toastmasters, keep them. I have different mentors for different things. Sometimes you have multiple mentors. It's okay. The more the merrier. Okay? So this is very, very important. And now let's go to our last thing I would like to present you, because I do want to get you with to give you the time to ask some questions. Download. No, I don't want to download. I want to present. Okay. But before I present, I need to share. Okay. Now, this is something that Ralph Smedley, the founder of Toastmasters, said. We realize that the two most important factors in Toastmasters are mentoring and evaluations. There is no doubt that if these two are done well, and there is a good mentoring program, your club will be filled with spark plugs ready to fire upon request. Mentoring and evaluations create enthusiasm, and once you light that fire, the only thing it needs is some kindling. Now I want to show you something that's very private. We did it along with one of my mentees, Athanasia Kouvarda. You can find it on YouTube. Because we use doodles, we had to take a special permission through the branding department of Toastmasters. But I'm going to show it to you because I think it's very it's useful and clever if this plays. Okay. So, and on that note, I'm finishing my presentation and I'm ready to take your questions.
Vasiliki, no question, but thanks a lot for the food for thought. I think it's really valuable, and it's a pity that no more people are here to having heard it. And
No worry, I'll reach them out. I know a way.
Vasiliki, this was an amazing session. I'm not a mentor yet, but now I would really like to be. It's amazing.
Oh,
And I will search a new mentor on Odyssey. So thank
Wow.
you a lot for sharing your knowledge. It's amazing. Yeah, very nicely presented and very useful in Toastmasters and also professionally what you do, and so we can do it too.
Vasiliki, I have thanks for the presentation and forcing us to think. And I have a question.
So,
When you are supporting people as the mentor, then they obviously like it and benefit from it. So more and more people from the club wants to have you as the mentor. And then you cannot have time for everyone. Then what do?
you tell them that the Toastmasters rule is 5 persons only per mentor. Sorry, next year perhaps? That's how I escaped. And as a VP last year, I decided to give this first session to all the people, to the old one and to the new one. That's why it was over 30 people. It was mayhem. It was crazy what I did. So today, this year, we are taking into level 2, which is every, the VP is going to decide once per month to take all the new ones and do this. And then note this down, please, because I'm going to have it open for everybody. On the last Sunday of each month, I'm going to have an hour session, open session, for all the Toastmasters in our districts, mentors. So I'm going to mentor the mentors. Whoever wants some advice can come to me. Because instead of having all these calls, I think it would be better to have 1 hour, and whoever wants to, I'm going to have it open. I'm going to have my hot chocolate, my book, and whoever wants to enter, they enter and they ask, and we help each other. So I'm going to do that this year, see how it works, so that I help, because I believe, and I'm sure you understand by now, that if we have the 2 M's, great marketing and great mentorship program, then we're going to have a huge success in our clubs. Marketing to bring people and mentorship to keep them. So we need to think about it. And of course, because I'm a devoted Toastmaster, I want the best. So I'll try to help with what I have, with my experience, all the other ones.